Welcome back to the Vision Streetwear ABA Grand Nationals of BMX. Now let's go to the third member of our team, Dean Bradley.
Here at the Vision Streetwear ABA Grand Nationals, the stakes are high, and so are the incentives. Riders are competing throughout the year for top prizes like these Yamaha motorcycles given to the top amateur, top cruiser, top future pros. Then we move on to the top prize of the weekend for the top professional rider in the ABA. It's 1989 Isuzu pickup truck.
Thanks, Dean. And from high above, you can see that this track is a work of art. And earlier, we had the opportunity to speak with some of the top riders about today's Grand National BMX track.
The track's really bumpy this year. Last year it was a little bumpy. This year it's pretty bumpy. The tracks, there's not really any long straightaways. The first straightaway is probably the longest straightaway on the track. There's a lot of jumps and the turns are pretty tight.
Yeah, the first turn's pretty rough. It gets real tight and everybody's bunched. It's like if you get caught in there, you're going down.
You got to remember one thing though, everybody's got to ride the track. So nobody really has an advantage out there. Everybody's got to go over the same bumps.
Scott, lots of racing today.
72 classes of competition, but we're after 3 titles: the National #1 Amateur, the National #1 Cruiser, and the National #1 Pro titles.
After a serious shoulder injury last year, Pistol Pete has fully recovered and told us what it's going to take to win this year.
It's just going to take a lot of confidence and just everything to go your way.
And this year's favorite, Mikey King, one of the famous King brothers, was our national amateur champion last year, winning a 19-foot boat. This year, going for the Isuzu truck.
And this year's defending champion is Charles Townsend, trying to retain his title and win one for his new sponsor, Diamondback Bicycles. Earlier, he commented on his chances.
Looks pretty good. Made it through my qualifiers, no problem. It's going to be really tough because the top 3 pros have qualified to the semifinals. Semifinals they're going to take 4 again. It's just going to be really tough because in one of those semis, I will bet that 2 of the #1 pros that are 2 of the 3 pros that are in contention for #1 will be in that same race. And it's all now or never because we've all worked so hard to get to where we're at right now. None of us are going to slack off for one bit.
And this is the time that it gets serious. Semi races. 4 riders out of each will qualify to the main. There's Pistol Pete Lonkarevich getting ready.
The butterflies are flying, Scott. Right now, we've got semi #1 on the line. There's semi #2.
That's Mike King stretching out. Very few of the pros these days are stretching. Mikey knows the advantages of remaining fluid, loose, and easy.
Top 4 advance to the main event. Blazer, Roop, Slavic, Ellis, Didi Lone, and Charles Townsend, the defending champion, pro semi #1.
All very strong starters in this gate, and Townsend has to get into this main. There's Todd Slavic, the cowboy. He's down and out right off the bat, so it's a 5-man semi out there on the track now. Gary Ellis for GT Bicycles in the lead. He is a title chaser. This guy wins all the big events, but never a national title yet. He's 2-time world champ, last year's ABA Grand Nationals champ.
Where is Charles Townsend?
He's in the bubble spot, position #4. He could get knocked out by Didi Leon. This could mean the national title for him. It's Eric Daddy Roop in 3rd, Todd Blazer in 2nd for Elf. Ellis takes the win in the semi. Townsend makes the pass, 3rd place.
A very fast track, and onto the main goes Ellis, Blazer, Roop, and Townsend. Townsend just sneaking in there.
And now 6 more top pros up on the gate for pro semi #2. Greg Hill, Sean Texas, Mikey King, Hans Nissen, Pete Lonkarevich, and Travis Chiprez.
The fast line to the main event is the groove. To get in the groove and get out front, you've got to have a good hole shot.
It's called the hole shot, and there's Sean Texas, a champion at it. #1 plate next to Mikey King and Hans Nissen. On the outside, it's Pistol Pete. From the center of the gate, Mikey King and Sean Texas battling at it. Nissen on the outside, stumbling a little bit, but he's moved into that hot 2nd spot. Pistol Pete way back in 6th position, in some trouble because only 4 go to the main event, Dave.
Back up front, it is the Pro Rookie of the Year, Mikey King, blazing.
Blazing at it, and Nissen in 2nd. There's Sean Texas in 3rd. Greg Hill has moved up to 4th, and Pistol Pete now in 5th position after passing Travis Chiprez. It's the last turn. Here it is for 4th position. Pistol Pete goes down, trying to make a dive on Hill.
Pistol Pete down and out in Oklahoma City, extremely upset.
And there's his girlfriend Stephanie, upset herself.
Scott, one more time. Final turn, and Pistol Pete's in 5th.
Got to have that 4th position. He dives on Hill. He slides out on the inside, what is known as the Blue Groove.
And what an upset. Our 4 finalists that have qualified: Mikey King, Hans Nissen, Sean Texas, and Greg Hill. Now let's go down to Dean Bradley.
BMX is a fast-paced, rough-and-tumble cycle sport. What with the hills, bumps, jumps, and berms, riders need to dress for success. They need to dress to protect themselves from the other riders and this difficult serpentine course. Earlier, we got a chance to talk with top professional rider Rick Palmer about the importance of safety equipment.
Before you ever should consider riding or racing, always consider safety. The most important is your helmet. Have a good hard outside and a nice comfortable inside. And also your jofa, keep your mouth and nose from getting hurt and scraped up. Also, a nice pair of gloves. The soft inner part, get a good grip on the bars, and the outer part to keep your hands from getting scraped up and hurt. Also, a nice Velcro strap to keep them on nice and tight. I also use a kidney belt for lower back support. Keep my kidneys in place while I'm riding around a rough track. For my upper body, I use a long sleeve padded jersey. For race pants, I use a nylon mesh, knee pads, and an inner knee pad. And also for my shoes, I use a nice soft sole, the high ankle support Vision streetwear shoes. After you made yourself safe, it's time to make your bike safe. You need 3 pads, crossbar pad, stem pad, your down 2 pad. In addition, make sure your brakes work, correct chain tension, make sure your wheels are running nice, straight, and true. Now that you've met all these precautions, it's time to put your plate on and go racing.
Join us now from the comfort and safety of your favorite padded chair as we take a painfully close look at BMX safety gear in action. Believe it or not, these rough and tumble racers will get up with nothing more than bruised egos.
Got much more racing ahead.
It'll be the Kamikaze Cruisers in the pro main event.
The Vision Streetwear ABA Grand Nationals of BMX continues. Stay with us.